tools that allow our members to create and tell their stories. From studio interviews to sports coverage to field shows, we provide the community the chance to stay informed and get involved. If you're a local company looking for an opportunity to promote your business, consider becoming a sponsor of Milford TV. We offer several sponsorship options for local business visibility during our sports broadcast as well as other areas. Whether you hope to inspire others, highlight issues you're passionate about, or would like to learn more and participate in the production process, Milford TV is the perfect place to start. Call or visit us at milfordtv.net for information on how to become a member or volunteer, and see why now is the time to join the Milford TV family. Come on over so you can be part of the action. Interested in bringing your ideas to life? Here at Milford TV, we give you the opportunity and resources you need to turn your content into reality. We offer memberships with access to equipment and use of our in-studio setup to allow you to get your message across in a professional manner. Or if you simply have the desire to gain hands-on experience in the field of digital media, you can become a volunteer at Milford TV, where we teach essential skills and tools that allow our members to create and tell their stories. From studio interviews to sports coverage to field shows, we provide the community the chance to stay informed and get involved. If you're a local company looking for an opportunity to promote your business, consider becoming a sponsor of Milford TV. We offer several sponsorship options for local business visibility during our sports broadcast as well as other areas. Whether you hope to inspire others, highlight issues you're passionate about, or would like to learn more and participate in the production process, Milford TV is the perfect place to start. Call or visit us at milfordtv.net for information on how to become a member or volunteer, and see why now is the time to join the Milford TV family. Come on over so you can be part of the action. Coverage of our Scarlet Hawks athletics on Milford TV is brought to you by the following sponsors. Our presenting sponsor, the Rail Trail Flatbread Company, a casual American dining experience with locations in Hudson and on Main Street here in Milford. Rentschler Biopharma, sponsor of our broadcast booth. Rentschler Biopharma transforms innovative ideas into life-saving biopharmaceuticals. Rentschler Biopharma, reliability you can trust. And Unibank, big bank know-how, community bank attitude. Serving the Milford community at their local branch on Prospect Street inside the Shaw's Plaza.
Team is Steve DeVito, assisted by Steve Matos, Eric Cormier, Brendan Wynn, Derek Johnson, and Scott Paluca. The game day coordinator is Brett Crosby. The player assistant, Joey McGee, and the bench assistant, Doug Wilkie. The bat boy is Luca DeVito. And now for the East Springfield starting lineup. Leading off, number 7, playing left field, Gabriel Miranda. Batting second, number 24, the shortstop, Nestor Souza. Batting third, number 19, the pitcher, Eliza Rosario. Batting fourth, number 17, the catcher, Eliam Martinez. Batting fifth, number 50, the center fielder, Nathan Cox. Batting sixth, number 3, at second base, Jalio Rodriguez. Batting seventh, number 14, at first base, Josiah Diaz. Batting eighth, number 16, at third base, Javier Pena. Batting ninth, number 13, in right field, Seth Tyrell. The manager of the East Springfield team is Eduardo Colon. The coach is Emmanuel Colon, assisted by Eli Colon and William Rodriguez. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, please stand and remove your hats and stand for the Star Spangled Banner, sung by 10-year-old Daisha.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome back once again inside Pheno Field here in Milford, as Milford TV is happy to bring you coverage of Milford Legion Baseball, presented by the Rail Trail Flatbread Company. Milford TV Executive Director Tim Coet here with you on the call. We once again bring it to you live from our Rentschler Biopharma broadcast booth. And if you joined us just a little bit earlier in the afternoon, you already had a chance to take in one Milford Legion playoff game on the day here today, as Milford came into their state playoff action here on this Monday in a do-or-die situation, facing elimination. They first had to take on Sheffield Post 340 in a game that got started around 5 o'clock here at Pheno Field, and Milford was able to slug their way to a 10-0 5-inning Mercy Rule victory, backed behind a stellar performance on the pitcher's mound by Anthony LaPierre, who pitched a 5-inning no-hitter, allowed just 2 base runners on 2 walks in the game. So Milford firing on all cylinders in game number 1 to earn their way into a second elimination game on the day here today, facing the same opponent they took on here at Pheno Field just a little less than 24 hours ago. It is East Springfield Post 420, a team that did what very few teams have been able to do against Milford this season, that is earn a victory. It was a 3-2 win for East Springfield over Milford here last night in a game that got started nearly 2 hours late due to a weather delay. East Springfield was able to jump on top of Milford with 3 runs in the first inning, and backed behind a dominant starting pitching performance, they were able to make that lead hold up as they won the game 3-2. So East Springfield is the only unbeaten team remaining in this Pod 2 state tournament bracket, looking to punch their ticket to the official Legion State tournament for Massachusetts later on this week. But first, having to take on Milford once again here this evening. If Milford wins here tonight, it would force one more matchup between these two teams in a winner-take-all situation here at Pheno tomorrow. So a lot on the line for Milford here tonight. This East Springfield team has been dominant in this competition so far over the last 3 days. Milford is the visiting team for this second game on the day here at Pheno Field. Let's quickly bring you the starting lineup here for Post 59. It is the same lineup we saw in game number 1. Nick Pedroli leading it off in right. Sean McGee batting second, playing third base, with Braden Lewis, the left fielder, hitting third. Keith Lee is your cleanup hitter and catcher, with Nick Koch back in center field batting fifth. Dylan Ruff bats sixth and plays second base, with Jack Krause, the DH, batting seventh. Sam Schoenberg plays shortstop and bats eighth, and in the ninth spot is the first baseman, Nick Govea. No uniform change for Milford, no lineup change for Milford. The exact same contingent back out there and ready to get this game started. The starting pitcher on the hill for East Springfield is Eliezer Rosario, tall right-hander, and quickly jumping ahead of Nick Pedroli. No balls and 2 strikes. Good velocity on that pitch. It was Aiden Arsenal who started the game last night for East Springfield and pitched a 101 pitch complete game effort, allowing just 2 runs on 5 hits to this juggernaut Milford offense. And so Rosario looking to follow suit. Pedroli, the left-handed hitter, had a good game against Sheffield earlier today with a couple of hits, and that pitch comes up and in and gets the umpire, sends him on his back. Coach DeVito immediately in to check on the umpire. And so they'll take some time. It looks like the umpire is okay. It's a scary moment. Not sure if perhaps Pedroli fouled off that pitch or it came too far up and in and came right to the home plate umpire, knocked his mask off, knocked him to the dirt, but he'll hang tough in there. Must have been a foul ball off of Pedroli's bat because the count remains 0-2. Rosario now ready with another pitch, and it's hit on the ground towards second base. Waiting for it is Jaleel Rodriguez, and gets the out at first. Let's take a look at the defensive alignment now for East Springfield Post 420. It is Eliam Martinez behind the plate, Javier Pena at third, Nestor Sosa at short, Jaleel Rodriguez at second, and Josiah Zayas at first. Left to right in the outfield, Gabriel Miranda, Nathan Pock, and Seth Tyrell. One out and the base is empty now for Sean McGee, who floats one foul and out of play. The crowd looks to be even larger for this evening contest. Milford again engaged in the first base dugout, now operating as the visiting team here at their home field. A 1 pitch now into Sean McGee. That looked to miss low for ball 1. Now 1 ball, 1 strike with 1 out in this top of the first inning. Just underway with game number 2. We were able to get things started right on time as we had a pretty quick pace to the first game, as McGee lets that pitch go outside. Having some technical difficulties with our graphics. We'll get those up on air for you just as soon as we can. Scoreless game here just underway. A 3-1 pitch coming up to Sean McGee. And that misses outside for ball 4. So a 1-out base runner here for Milford. Post 59 was able to get on the scoreboard right away in the early game. They were able to get a run on a Keith Lee RBI single to take a 1-0 lead, and they continued to tack on offense in every inning as the game went along. Here is Braden Lewis. He takes a fastball at the bottom of the strike zone. Braden ended up going 1 for 3 in game 1. Reached on a walk as well as a single. See good velocity here out of the hand of Eliezer Rosario. Clearly a deep and talented pitching staff here for East Springfield. Now a 1-1 pitch. Two balls and 1 strike now on Lewis. The best attended games at Pheno all season long here in these state playoffs, as Lewis sends a pop-up behind first base and a basket catch made by Josiah Zayas in fair territory for out number 2. So 2 outs now in the inning. McGee remains at first base, and now here is Keith Lee. And all you need to know about how productive Keith has been in these playoffs so far is that Sheffield, facing a mercy rule situation, elected to walk Keith Lee to load the bases in the bottom of the 5th inning in the first game rather than pitch to him. Locked in as he takes a look at ball 1. Collected 2 hits in game number 1 and an RBI. Ready now with a 1-0 pitch and a big cut from Lee. Lights are on now here at Pheno Field with the sun setting behind the first base dugout. Breeze still blowing out towards left center field as it was in the first game. Very comfortable conditions here at the field. 1-1 pitch now, and that is up and away. Milford using the veteran savvy of their college players to keep them alive in this tournament. Lee has led the way offensively. Anthony LaPierre with a dominant pitching performance in game 1. Here's a 2-1 pitch. It's swung on and missed. Sean McGee takes off for second base. He gets there. The ball trickles out into center field, but no further advance from Sean. So he gets himself into scoring position with a steal. It's a 2-ball, 2-strike count now on Lee. Rosario back to the set now. 2-2 pitch is waved at and missed. Big strikeout for Rosario, and in the end, Milford strands a runner in scoring position. So Milford fails to score in the top of the first inning. We'll see East Springfield come to the plate for the first time when we return next on this playoff coverage of Milford Legion Baseball here on Milford TV, presented by the Rail Trail Flatbread Company. Bottom of the first inning getting underway now here at Pheno Field. Milford serving as the visiting team here at their home park. It is Tyler Ballard, the class of 2025 MHS alum, getting the start here in another elimination situation for Post 59. We'll sneak in the East Springfield starting lineup for you as this top of the first inning progresses. We'll get it started right here with the left fielder Gabriel Miranda in the leadoff spot. Nestor Sosa, the shortstop, bats second, with Eliezer Rosario, the starting pitcher, batting third. Eliam Martinez is the catcher, batting cleanup, with Nathan Pock, the center fielder, batting fifth. Batting sixth is the second baseman Jaliel Rodriguez, with Josiah Zayas, the first baseman, batting seventh. Javier Pena is the third baseman, batting eighth, and in the ninth spot is the right fielder Seth Tyrell. As Tyler Ballard dots the bottom of the strike zone with a called strike three, sending Miranda back to the dugout. A strikeout victim to open up this bottom half of the first inning. Milford a 20-0 regular season schedule through their District 4 competition. Their only loss prior to the loss they suffered yesterday to East Springfield was in an invitational tournament that didn't count against their regular season standings, and that was a tournament in which Milford faced some very talented programs from all across the region, including up in Montreal, Canada. Made it all the way to the championship round of that tournament before falling short. But suffering a 3-2 defeat to this East Springfield team last night. And now back at it against East Springfield, facing elimination here tonight. It's a 1-ball, no strike count now to Nestor Sosa, left-handed batter with the bases empty and one down in the inning. Ballard to the set. 2-1 offering is a bouncer, smothered by Lee. 3-1 now on the batter. And now a line drive hit viciously foul to the backstop. And the count now is full. Payoff pitch now from Ballard is in for a called strike three. Sosa tried to buy the ball four call, discarding the bat, but he gets the bad news. Back-to-back strikeouts in this first inning for Ballard. And 2 outs now. Eliezer Rosario, the starting pitcher, now digs in on the right side, sends a hard foul ball off the chain link fence just to the left of the first base dugout. And the next pitch swung on and missed. Nothing into the count on Rosario. Good velocity from Ballard in this first inning. Back into the windup. Here's his 0-2 pitch. And it's sent foul all the way off towards the Pheno parking lot. And a mob of kids run off to try to find that foul ball. Still an 0-2 count. Next pitch, in for a called strike three. What an inning to get the outing started for Tyler Ballard. He strikes out the side in order. All three caught looking. And we've played an inning now in this elimination playoff game live from Pheno Field. It is scoreless between Milford and East Springfield. We'll move on to the second inning next here on Milford TV. Fans fully engaged in this game here in the early innings. Pumped up after that impressive bottom of the first from Tyler Ballard. Now it's Nick Koch looking to get this top of the second inning started strong. Tries to surprise East Springfield with the bunt. Dropped it down the third base line, but crossing into foul territory. Good to see Nick right back in the lineup. He was lifted for a pinch hitter late in the first game, and that came after getting plunked on the knee with a pitch earlier in the contest. Sheffield really ran into some control problems as that game went on. They ended up hitting 4 Milford batters. But Koch back in center field and batting in this number 5 spot in the order for game 2. They're now with a count of 1 ball and 1 strike. Pitch from Rosario is tapped foul. Rosario staring over that glove for the sign. Now a 1-2 pitch, and that's on the inside corner for strike 3. Good looking pitch. Koch takes a seat. It's back-to-back Ks now for Rosario. Struck out Keith Lee to end the first inning. Now strikes out Koch to pace the second. Now a swing and a miss from Dylan Ruff. Dylan in game number 1 on the day went 2 for 3, reached on an infield single and scored a run, then clubbed a big 2-run triple in the 4th inning. Came around to score there as well, so very productive. He's been moved up in this lineup. Quickly down in the count here, no balls and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch from the righty, that stays upstairs. Now with 17 runs batted in on the season overall with those 2 RBI against Sheffield this afternoon. Rips one foul to the backstop here to stay alive. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out, and the base is clear. Top of the second inning. Again, if you're just joining us, Milford is serving as the visiting team for this game, and Ruff is going to wear that one on the uniform number. Gets Milford a 1-out base runner. As now Kraus comes to the dish. Jack reached base twice in game number 1 earlier today, a walk and a RBI single. Ball and no strikes on Kraus, operating as the DH once again here today. A check over at first base. Ruff dives back into the bag. Now a ground ball down the third base line, but into foul territory. Taking a look at some of the win-loss information from the Western Mass Legion standings. East Springfield finished second out in Western Mass, only to Belchertown. Belchertown finished 12-1 to lead those standings. East Springfield 11-1. So dominant through their regular season, similar to Milford. Here's a 1-1 pitch. That is in for a strike.
Hey, whoever said that, guys, don't attack their team, only your team, okay?
Quick warning of some sort issued over towards the third base dugout. Relatively low key by the home plate umpire. Perhaps policing some chatter out of that dugout. Runner takes off from first as the 1-2 pitch is sent foul. Kraus trying to hang tough. Two pitches thrown so far by Rosario. Here comes number 33, and it's too low. Evens up the count. Josh Giancola started against this East Springfield team last night. Allowed 3 runs on 3 hits in the top of the first inning. East Springfield only had 1 hit the rest of the way. They were able to make that lead hold up thanks to their stellar starting pitching. Hoping to get an equally dominant performance out of Eliezer Rosario this evening. Milford with other ideas. It's a 3-2 count now on Kraus. See if the runner elects to take off here. Ruff goes. The pitch is fouled away. Ruff has to once again retreat back to the first base bag. Kraus locked in a lengthy at bat here against Rosario. Back to the set. The payoff pitch is popped up in foul territory. Catcher going as far as he can go, but that ball just does go to the other side of the chain link fence for a foul ball. And again, everyone resets. Dylan Ruff has been on the move at first base on each of the last 2 pitches. Gets out to a lead again. Does not go this time as the pitch is swung on and missed. So an impressive battle there put on by Kraus, but in the end, Rosario wins it. Gets his 3rd strikeout. And it's out number 2 here in the 2nd inning. That brings up Sam Schoenberg. Sam had a run-producing hit in game 1. Then reached later in the game on one of those hit by pitches. Quite a number of them in game 1. Dylan Ruff aboard at first base on a hit by pitch here in the 2nd inning. He remains there with 2 outs. Ball 1 issued to Schoenberg. See, that RBI single in the first game helps to get Schoenberg locked back in at the plate. Lays off that pitch, it's in for a strike. Count evens at 1-1. Crowd trying to cheer on a 2-out rally here for post 59 as Schoenberg takes a look at a borderline pitch that goes Rosario's way. Schoenberg looks back to the home plate umpire. Not much of a protest there from Sam. He digs back in with now a 1-ball, 2-strike count. Ruff out to a cautious lead at first. He takes off. The pitch is swung on and missed. And that is all for Milford here in the 2nd inning. They strand another runner as Rosario strikes out the side in the 2nd. 4 Ks through 2 innings for the right-hander from East Springfield. We'll move on to the bottom half of the 2nd inning. It is still scoreless between Milford and East Springfield on this coverage of Milford Legion baseball in the 2025 state playoffs here on Milford TV.
Leading off at East Springfield in the bottom of the 2nd inning, number 17, the catcher, Elia Martinez.
Tyler Ballard back on the hill, set to face the middle of the order bats for East Springfield. Deals in a first pitch strike to Elia Martinez, the East Springfield catcher. Now makes contact here, lifts it in the air, out to shallow right field. No problem for Pedroli to make the catch.
Coming to the plate, number 50, the center fielder, Nathan Hawk.
That brings up Nathan Pock, the center fielder. He waves and misses. Had a chance to see Tyler Ballard pitch a number of times on this field. Several seasons for the Scarlet Hawks high school pitching staff and a couple of seasons here in Legion Ball as well. He has always had tremendous velocity. Right now the command has looked very good through this first inning and a third. Trying to follow up the performance from Anthony LaPierre from earlier this afternoon. Here's a 2-1 pitch. That misses a little bit high, so here Ballard falls behind. Hawk, 3 balls and a strike. Wearing number 50, perhaps a nod to Mookie Betts. Here's the 3-1 pitch, and that misses for ball 4, so first base runner of the game here for East Springfield is a 1-out walk in the bottom of the second inning.
Now to plate number 3, second baseman Jaleel Rodriguez.
Jaleel Rodriguez, the second baseman, now at the plate. Another left-handed bat runner immediately takes off. The pitch was high. The throw tails over to the shortstop side of the second base bag. No chance to get Pock, so he wastes no time. He gets himself into scoring position with a steal. Something we see Milford do with regularity, using speed to force the issue. Now Schoenberg creeping in behind the runner to try to keep him close. A big secondary lead for Nathan Pock as the pitch misses to Rodriguez. So just as we talked about the command for Tyler Ballard, he issues a walk and now goes to a 2-0 count here against Rodriguez. Now fires in a strike. Fifth pitch coming up here for Ballard as he first surveys the bases. And now deals a pitch off the outside edge. 3-1 now to Jaleel Rodriguez. Long stare in this time for Ballard. Ballard now will step off. Keith Lee will come out to meet him on the pitcher's mound. You can see that runner really pulling the focus of Tyler Ballard. He gives him a pat on the chest, trying to get him locked back in to this batter at the plate. It's a 3-1 count on Rodriguez. 6th hitter in this East Springfield order. Long set again here for Ballard. Now the 3-1 pitch, it is popped up, foul and out of play. East Springfield won their first game in this tournament against Sheffield 8-1 before defeating Milford yesterday 3-2. There's a 3-2 pitch to the hitter. It's foul to the backstop. Home plate umpire goes back to retrieve the loose ball. ready to deal in another 3-2 pitch, and it misses low for ball 4. And trouble brewing now in this bottom of the second inning. Back-to-back walks. And East Springfield with runners at first and second base, with Josiah Zayas now at the plate. Josiah Zayas, the first baseman. It's 2 on and 1 out. Ballard sends one in the dirt. Base runners aboard. The command has not been as sharp here for Tyler. 1-0 pitch as the runners take off. Lead throws high to third base. The runner now coming to the plate. The throw is not going to be in time and kicks away. It might have gotten the foot of Pak. Trails off towards the dugout. As meanwhile, Jaliel Rodriguez winds up at third base. As soon as East Springfield got runners aboard in this inning, they started to use their speed to really get Milford off their game, and it's been successful now as East Springfield strikes first in this game. They take a 1-0 lead. So it'll be a double steal. And then an E2 on the throw from Keith Lee that trailed off to the outfield. That allowed Nathan Pak to come around to score. And so Jaliel Rodriguez is now the lone runner at third base. It's a 1-ball, 2-strike count on Zayas. And this pitch is now in the dirt. Not far enough for Zayas to try it, or I beg your pardon, for Rodriguez to try it. And so a 2-ball, 2-strike count. As again, East Springfield strikes first against Milford. They now have the infield in on the grass all the way around. Here's the 2-2 pitch, and that is in for strike 3. So 4th K for Ballard. Now looking to minimize the damage in this second inning and keep that runner at third base. He's there now with 2 down. And the third baseman, Javier Pena, now stands in. A lot of lefty bats in this lineup facing the righty Tyler Ballard. And able to start off with a first pitch strike. The pitch misses high. So East Springfield scoring a run without the benefit of a hit. Walks playing a huge role in this inning, as well as the speed on the bases for post 420. 1-1 pitch now with Rodriguez bluffing down the line at third. That's a 2-ball, 1-strike count now. Number 8 hitter at the dish. Ballard all of a sudden now up to 41 pitches. It's been a laborious inning as he's able to get that fastball past the swing of Pena. And the count now at 2 balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs in this bottom of the second inning. Ballard to the set. Here is the 2-2 pitch. This is high. Count full. Fifth batter faced in the second inning for Ballard. But all of these at-bats from East Springfield. Required a lot of pitches. Here's the 3-2, and it's a ground ball foul wide of first base. Beg your pardon, it's Eliezer Rosario who's thrown 41 pitches in this game. It's 39 pitches now for Ballard. About to throw pitch number 40 right here. It's a 3-2, and it's low for ball 4, and it's the third walk now in this inning.
Coming to the plate, number 13, the right fielder, Seth.
No mound visit in this situation. Coach DeVito wanting to see Ballard work his way out of this inning. It's now runners at the corners. And based on how this inning has gone so far, sure only a matter of time before Pena is on the move at first base. Does not go on this pitch that misses high to the number 9 hitter, Seth Tyrell. Runner stops. Midway down the line at first, retreats back to the bag as the pitch misses high for ball 2, and now here comes Coach Cormier out of the dugout to have a chat with Ballard.
Doing well.
Razor sharp in the first inning, Ballard struck out the side in order on all called strike 3s. It's been a different story in this inning, was able to get the first out on the leadoff batter on a pop out to right field, but since then it's been walk, walk. The errant throw from Keith Lee to allow a run to score. Was able to get the strikeout of Zayas, but now a walk to Pena and a 2-0 count here to Tyrell. Ballard trying to find a way to get out of the inning, but now going to a 3-0 count on the number 9 hitter. Has really lost his feel for the strike zone as the second inning has gone along. And the 3-0 pitch misses low. A 4-pitch walk to the number 9 hitter, Seth Tyrell. Fourth walk in this inning.
Now at the plate, number 7, the left fielder, Gabriel Miranda.
Bases are loaded for the leadoff hitter, Gabriel Miranda. Springfield threatening to put up a big number in this inning. Ballard able to start off with a first pitch strike here. Nowhere to put Miranda on the bases. Now sends a ground ball foul behind the first base coach. Gabriel Miranda down in the count, 0-2. 4 walks and 4 Ks so far in the game for Ballard. He would absolutely love for strikeout number 5 to come right here. Here's the 0-2 pitch, and it's a bouncer, and it's fielded by Ballard. He takes it most of the way to the bag and then flips to Govea for the out that brings an end to this second inning. East Springfield able to get 1, but Ballard able to get out of a bases loaded jam with no further damage done. So a 1-0 lead here for East Springfield over Milford as we move on to the third inning when we come back next on this playoff coverage of Milford Legion Baseball here on Milford TV. It's presented by Rail Trail Flatbread Company.
Milford Legion Baseball would like to thank the Diamond Hours, Town and Yard the Red Sox Foundation, Dr. John W. Howard, Code 59, Science Plus, Sons of Italy Dramatic Sportsman's Club, and Union. Thank you for supporting Milford Legion Baseball. You can support Milford Legion Baseball by participating in our 50-50 raffle. Purchase next to the concession stand. Our representative will also be coming around to sell tickets in the stand. My teammate in the booth tonight is Dylan. He's doing the play-by-play on 101.3 my FM and 1490 AM on the radio dial. WMIC is broadcasting Milford Legion Baseball since 1955. Milford Legion Baseball sincerely thank you for 70 years of great support. Collegiate baseball and the county of Milford. Also thank you for the TV for live coverage of tonight's game.
Back for the top of the third inning, live from our Rentschler Biopharma broadcast booth. At their Milford site, Rentschler Biopharma offers full-service solutions along the entire biopharmaceutical value chain for large-scale clinical and commercial CGMP manufacturing. Rentschler Biopharma, reliability you can trust. Milford now needing to come from behind in this game. Still in the early innings, a 1-0 lead for East Springfield. Neither side has a hit yet in this game. Milford has had 2 base runners on a walk and a hit by pitch. East Springfield scoring a run in the second inning thanks to the combination of 4 walks and a throwing error. Nick Govea, and then Nick Pedroli and Sean McGee. And Govea, a quick strikeout to open the inning. So Elizar Rosario in a good groove. He has struck out the last 3 consecutive hitters. Will not strike out Nick Pedroli, who swings at the first pitch, hits it hard out into center field, but Nathan Pock able to make the catch. And so there are 2 outs very quickly now in this top half of the third inning. It was strikeouts to 5 out of 6 batters prior to that line out by Pedroli. Sean McGee now hoping to keep this inning alive, sends a ground ball up the middle, shortstop from behind the second base bag, able to fire to first base in time to get the out. Nestor Sosa lost the cap, covered a ton of ground, fired a strike from behind the second base bag to get the speedy Sean McGee and finish off a 1-2-3 top half of the third inning. We'll move on to the home half of the frame. It is still East Springfield 1 and Milford 0 on this coverage of Milford Legion Baseball in the 2025 state playoffs here on Milford TV.
Leading off is number 24, the shortstop, Nestor Souza.
Milford went quickly and quietly in the top half of this third inning, so Tyler Ballard right back out on the mound and gets the first pitch pop-up off the bat of Nestor Souza. Ends up carrying relatively deep out in right center field, but Pedroli is able to make the catch. Leadoff batter is retired. Ballard able to retire the leadoff man in the last inning as well, but things got very dicey from there. In the end, Ballard fortunate to just allow the one run. Now deals in ball one low to his counterpart, Eliezer Rosario. Tall, imposing figure on the mound and in the batter's box. Takes a pitch high that pops some dirt out of that mitt from Keith Lee. The scoreboard has a 1-ball, 1-strike count, but the home plate umpire now signals indeed it's a 2-ball, no-strike count. There is strike one. Scoreboard up to date now. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Bases empty, bottom of the third. Now a 3-ball, 1-strike count. Ballard with 4 walks last inning. And now gets a ground ball on a couple of bounces to shortstop. Schoenberg took a beat to get a handle on the baseball, but still gets the throw to first base in time to retire Rosario. 6-3 on the ground out, and it's 2 up and 2 down in this third inning.
Coming to the plate, number 17, the catcher, Eliam Martinez.
So that brings up Eliam Martinez. Takes the first pitch outside for ball 1. Martinez popped out for the first out of last inning. Now lifts a pop-up foul and out of play behind the backstop, and it's an even count of 1 ball and 1 strike. Next one from Ballard. It's yanked outside. .55 pitches now thrown by Tyler Ballard, and this one lined out towards the gap in right center field. It's down for a hit, cut off quickly by Nick Koch, and that will hold Martinez to a 2-out single. So that's just the first hit in this game. Comes with 2 outs here in the third. I've not been able to see if Milford has had any activity in the bullpen, as the Citrus Gut Real truck that's over in the concession stand area is obstructing the view from the Milford bullpen. Continuing to stick with Ballard in this third inning. Hearing 60 pitches in his outing as he deals with Nathan Pock, who got the rally started last inning for East Springfield with a walk, stole a couple of bases, and scored on a throwing error by Keith Lee. Again, taking his time now with a runner aboard. His 0-1 pitch, it's carved towards the opposite field, towards the line, and Pedroli able to run it down for the final out in the inning. So East Springfield strands a runner. We played 3 full now from Fino Field in this elimination game for Post 59. They trail it 1-0. We'll have the top half of the 4th inning when we return next here on Milford TV.
Also, you should try the citrus garden. If you haven't tried one of their amazing lemonades, you should. Their truck is by our concession stand. We thank Emma for donating 10% of sales to Milford Legion. Rapid schedule and updates on the playoffs are posted at the concession stand. Feeling lucky? Purchase a raffle ticket for $20 for 6 chances to win $1,000. You don't have to be present to win. Please see our team in the concession stand for more info and tickets. The name of the members will be drawn at the banquet in August. All proceeds benefit Milford Legion Baseball. Have you seen our Milford Legion Limited Series Gold hat? Stop at the merchandise table to see a sample and place your goal now. Thank you for supporting Milford Legion Baseball. With East Springfield leading by a score of 1-0 in the top of the 4th inning, leading off from Milford, number 7, outfielder Brady Lewis.
First pitch swing from Braden Lewis in this top of the 4th inning is fouled out of play. Lewis, Lee, and Koch, the 3 batters due up in this top of the 4th inning against Eliezer Rosario, who has been dealing so far in this game. Pours in strike 2. Allowed a 1-out walk in the 1st inning. Had a 1-out hit by pitch in the 2nd. Those are the only base runners Milford has had so far as this East Springfield pitching staff continues to shut down this vaunted Milford offense. One-two pitch now to Lewis is sent foul. Hard line drive off into the standing room crowd over in front of the concession stand. This has been a throwback Legion crowd here at Fino Field for this game tonight. One of the largest crowds we've seen in quite a long time. You love to see it. These fans would love nothing more than to see some offense to cheer for. Number of East Springfield fans making the trip up here from Western Mass to take in this game as well, hoping to see their team punch their ticket to the state tournament. Milford hoping to extend this play-in round for one more day. Braden Lewis with a sharp ground ball here. That is through for a base hit. And a big cheer out of the Milford dugout and out of these fans as well as Milford finally collects their first hit off of Eliezer Rosario. They put the leadoff man aboard to start this 4th inning. Now here is Keith Lee. He takes the first pitch down for ball 1. Lee with a strikeout back in the first inning. And that pitch hits the black on the outside edge for strike one. One pitch now, and Lee tried to hold up on that swing, but went around and frustrated with himself. Now 1 ball and 2 strikes with Lewis perched at a lead at first base. He goes. As the pitch goes all the way to the backstop, Lewis had gone into a feet-first slide into the second base bag. No further advance from there. So Milford able to get the tying run into scoring position now. Trying to use their speed now to their advantage, as East Springfield did back in the second. Immediately, Lewis bounces out to a big lead at second base as Lee is granted time. A little dirt in the eye, clears it out, and then steps back in on the right side. Ready now to see a 2-2 pitch. Here it comes, and it's swung on and missed. Could not catch up to that fastball. Lee strikes out for the second time. This is not a Milford lineup that struck out all that often in the regular season. But a half a dozen strikeouts now, as now Koch drives the ball down the right field line. That's a fair ball. Lewis rounds third base. He will score. And meanwhile, Koch on his horse, hustling into third base. He slides in there with an RBI triple that ties this game at 1. And this crowd now finally up on their feet. The big hit from Koch. He sliced that ball down the right field line, just inside fair territory. It rolled all the way down to the 330-foot marker. Lewis with no problem to come around to score, and Koch showing no ill effects from that hit by pitch in game 1, flying around the bases with the triple. And we are knotted up now at a run apiece. Milford with a go-ahead run now at third base with Dylan Ruff at the plate. And he sends the first pitch foul just over the first base dugout and into the crowd for strike 1. And now Ruff pops this pitch up. That will also travel out of play. And it's 0-2. Ruff was hit by a pitch his first time up. And a big part of the success overall on the day. Looking to drive in this go-ahead run. Koch at third. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Ruff tried to hold up on the swing, but he goes around. They check to the infield umpire, who rings up Dylan Ruff, the 7th strikeout victim of the night. So Koch remains at third base now with 2 down, and looking for a little 2-out magic here from Jack Krause. He takes the first pitch outside for ball 1. Krause struck out in his first at bat back in the second inning. Milford has evened the score, a golden opportunity here with the go-ahead run at third base. Koch bluffing down the line as Krause sends a foul ball. Sounded like it went off of the chest protector of the catcher, but it might have gotten a piece of the umpire as well, who's been under heavy fire so far in this game. He got knocked down back in the first inning, and now gets clipped once again, and Coach DeVito back to home plate to check on the home plate ump, who is probably going to have some pretty harsh bruises by the end of this game. The Springfield coaching staff checking on the umpire as well. The head coach for East Springfield is Harold Marney. Here's a 1-1 pitch now, and it's a swing and a miss. I beg your pardon, the head coach for East Springfield is Eduardo Colon. My apologies. To get that right. As Kraus here is granted time at the dish. Big spot in this game. And meanwhile, Rosario was about ready to go into his windup before Kraus had stepped back into the box. The home plate umpire putting up a hand. As now Kraus is ready. Rosario kicks and deals and sends that pitch up and away to even the count at 2-2. Rosario ready with the next pitch, and that misses outside.
Bring him home. 1-2.
A full count now on Kraus. Schoenberg on deck if the inning were to continue. Three balls and 2 strikes on the batter, Jack Kraus. Here comes the payoff pitch, and it's swung on and missed for strike 3. And Rosario stares back in as he makes his way off the pitcher's mound. In the end, he strikes out the side for the second time tonight. But in between, Milford comes through with 2 big hits. The single from Lewis got it started. Nick Koch drove him in on a big RBI triple. And so as we head to the bottom of the 4th inning, it's tied up at 1 between Milford and East Springfield. In this coverage of Milford Legion Baseball in the 2025 state playoffs here on Milford TV, it's presented by the Rail Trail Flatbread Company.
With the score tied at 1, leading off is East Springfield in the bottom of the 4th inning, number 3, second baseman Rodriguez.
Milford battling back for a big run in the top of this fourth inning to tie the score. Tyler Ballard, meanwhile, back out on the hill for his fourth inning of work. Throwing his 60th pitch now of the ball game. It's a swing and a miss. And the count now even at a ball and a strike. Now a line drive sent foul and out of play. Jaliel Rodriguez, Josiah Zayas, and Javier Pena due up in this inning. This is the part of the batting order that gave Ballard a lot of trouble in the second. Two balls and two strikes now on Jaliel Rodriguez. That pitch misses high. These last few innings, we've seen both offenses forcing a lot of deep counts. Elevating both pitchers' respective pitch counts, as here Ballard loses Rodriguez. Leadoff walk in the fourth. It's now the fifth free pass issued by Ballard in this game. And so now here is Zayas. Rodriguez looking ready to be on the move over at first base. Runner holds as the pitch misses well up and away. Lee up out of the crouch to keep that ball from going to the backstop. Springfield now making some noise over in the third base dugout. One pitch that has Zayas ducking for cover as the count goes to 2 balls and a strike. Ballard just has not been able to rediscover that command that he had in the first inning when he overpowered East Springfield with 3 Ks. It's a good fastball here past the swing of Zayas to even the count at 2. So far, Rodriguez has not attempted the steal as of yet. Starts and stops here as the pitch is swung on and missed. And Zayas goes down swinging. 5th strikeout for Ballard. The overall numbers on the season for Tyler coming into this game: he pitched 19 2/3 innings coming into this game, made 5 appearances in the regular season. All of them starts. At a 4-0 record, allowed just 8 hits and 3 earned runs in the regular season. 13 walks to 23 strikeouts, a 1.07 ERA. And opposing batters were hitting just 119 against Ballard. East Springfield has just 1 hit off of Ballard in this game. The problem has been the walks. As now play has been halted as the home plate umpire is in conversation with a couple of the coaches on the East Springfield side.
I said that. They don't want to send their guys over.
Not sure if perhaps there was an issue with maybe where some of the East Springfield players were warming up on the sideline. Regardless, the situation resolved. Javier Pena now ready to see a pitch. It is ball one. Pena walked in his first plate appearance. Ballard now 70 pitches deep in this outing as he gets a swing and a miss. Wonder how much longer the leash will be for Ballard in this game. One and one. And the pitch high for ball two. Big secondary lead, I beg your pardon. Rodriguez a big secondary lead as Pena sends a foul behind the first base bag. And the count goes to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Less breeze now as the sun is set here. Cool, comfortable conditions here around Fino Field. Ballard with a 2-2 pitch that stays high, and another full count. Another long look in here for Ballard. Very deliberate pace in this inning. Runner takes off, 3-2 pitch is lifted in the air, down the left field line. Long run for Lewis, he's not going to get there, and it takes a tricky hop past him in foul territory. And in the end, no further advance. So it'll just go as a long single. That could have been a lot worse. So Rodriguez moves up to second base and holds there. And so it'll go as a single for Javier Pena, second hit for East Springfield. That had trouble written all over it when the ball took that bounce right past Braden Lewis. But perhaps Rodriguez was playing it halfway, expecting that ball might get caught, and in the end just held at the second base bag. So it's runners at first and second base as the pitch is spiked in the dirt. Seth Tyrell, the number 9 hitter at the plate, walked on 4 pitches his first time up to bat. So he has yet to see a pitch in the strike zone. And now a check over at first base, and the runner just gets back. Coach DeVito jogging out to the infield as he felt that Milford had the pickoff. The infield umpire emphatically ruling that the runner was safe, and Coach DeVito not finished with the conversation as of yet. It was a very close play, hard to tell from our camera coverage. And Coach DeVito not at all pleased. Fans showing their frustration as well. It's a 1-ball, no strike count on Tyrell. Javier Pena fortunate to still be out there on the bases. Runners at first and second base. And now the 1-0 pitch, that's in for a strike. Ballard to look to second, now fires in. That misses outside. Lee sliding behind the left side batter's box to keep that ball in front of him. 78 pitches now for Ballard. And a 2-ball, 1-strike count on the batter Tyrell. Runners leading away from first and second base. The pitch a little bit low. Ballard in real trouble. Danger of walking the number 9 hitter for the second time tonight and loading the bases in the process. Here's the 3-1 pitch, and it's up and away for ball 4. So Coach DeVito now calls timeout as Tyler Ballard has pitched himself into another jam. 2 more walks in this inning. He has now walked 6 in the game. You just cannot walk that many batters. It's Jaliel Rodriguez now at third, Javier Pena at second, with Seth Tyrell at first, and now a conference on the mound between Coach DeVito, the entire infield alignment, and the starting pitcher, Tyler Ballard, who will now have to face Gabriel Miranda with the bases loaded. It was a similar scenario in the second inning after East Springfield scored their run. Ballard walked the bases loaded with 2 outs in that inning, and ended up getting Miranda to ground out back to the pitcher to end the inning. Here it's bases loaded with only 1 down. Coach DeVito will leave Ballard out there to face Miranda. Oddly enough, Ballard has had more luck against the top third of this East Springfield batting order than the bottom third. Top 3 hitters in the lineup have gone a combined 0 for 6. Miranda takes the first pitch way outside for ball 1. You would have to think if Ballard loses Miranda in this at-bat, it will be the last batter of the game for Ballard. Infield is in tight for Milford as the pitch is a strike. One ball and 1 strike. And the pitch swung on and missed. Miranda chasing an elevated fastball. Strikeout here would be enormous to keep those runners in place. Here's the 1-2 offering, and it's lined foul. over the third base dugout and out of play. It stays a 1-2 count on the left-handed hitting Gabriel Miranda. The pitch high, up around eye level, not enticing for Miranda. And the count evens at 2-2. Just one out in the bottom of the fourth inning. The 2-2 pitch is swung on and missed. And Miranda goes down on strikes. So a big out there for Tyler Ballard, but not out of the woods just yet. Bases still loaded now with 2 outs. And now Nestor Sosa up for the third time. He is 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a flyout. He takes the first pitch high for ball 1. Ballard operating without a net here in this inning. Bases full of East Springfield runners. 1-0 pitch is high for ball 2. Ballard reaching back for some extra miles per hour, but cannot locate that pitch. It misses very high. This has been a patient East Springfield lineup. They have not been chasing many pitches in this game. Here's a 2-0 pitch. That one swung on and missed. Meanwhile, timeout as the fans are starting to get into it over on the third base side. And meanwhile, fans starting to scatter over on the third base side as there was a lot of trash talk happening. And now absolute mayhem taking place over by the third base dugout as members of the Milford crowd have now come onto the warning track on the third base side. Coach DeVito sprinting over to try to maintain order. Both umpires are there. Fans now scattered around in front of the left field bleachers. Never in all of my years of covering Legion baseball have I ever seen this kind of activity from the fans. It was Milford players in the crowd starting to get into it with the East Springfield team. The East Springfield players started jawing back at the Milford fans, and then the fans started to get into it with one another, and I believe it was a Milford fan that entered the field over on the third base side. And this is absolutely the last thing you want to see in this kind of a situation, a game with these kind of stakes for both of these teams. Milford facing elimination. And right now, Coach DeVito has wrangled the fans on the Milford side involved in the altercation. And we'll have to see what kind of repercussions this has now on the game, as Coach DeVito now is ushering the fans off the field. We have individuals on the East Springfield side asking for police to be brought out to the field. The East Springfield coaching staff is understandably upset. Coach DeVito trying to restore order. And right now, this has just absolutely descended into a situation that you do not want to see in any kind of youth sport, high school sport, Legion contest.
Control your fucking fans. No shit. Watch your mouth. Control your fans. Yo, now watch your mouth. Now watch your mouth.
And now the East Springfield coaching staff continuing to get into it with fans. Right now, absolutely no order in this game. Both teams have been pulled off the field. The two umpires now are conferring behind the pitcher's mound as now the Milford head coach Steve DeVito along with members of the East Springfield coaching staff meet in front of home plate. There are now police cruisers starting to enter the Pheno parking lot. Absolute madness here at Pheno Field in a game that has so much riding on the line for these teams trying to make it into the Legion State Tournament. Right now, Coach DeVito has stayed very calm and stoic throughout this situation. It is the East Springfield coaching staff that continues to be extremely animated, profanity-laced as they talk over the situation with the two-man umpiring crew that have had their hands full. They have done whatever they can to try to maintain some semblance of order out on the field. Again, with fans entering the field, with coaches involved in this situation, we're unsure of absolutely any of the state of this game right now. It was a bases-loaded situation here for East Springfield. Their players are off the field. Milford's players are off the field. And conversation now continues amongst the umpires and East Springfield, and judging by the demeanor of East Springfield, I can only imagine that perhaps something has been decided here that the post-420 coaching staff is not happy with. And meanwhile, this crowd, which has been the largest crowd we've had here at Pheno Field in quite a long time, is now left speechless. Many of the fans standing unsure of what's going to happen here. Is this game going to continue? And if so, what is the field going to be? On the field, off the field? And right now, police officers have entered the field. And all we can say is there is blame to be shared in this situation. Obviously, fans in the stands are going to get animated. They're going to root for their team. But this is why it's always important to keep from crossing that line. And we can say that there were certainly Milford fans in this crowd that crossed the line, that said things that should not have been said, that exacerbated this situation. And absolutely under no circumstances do you ever want to see fans entering the field of play. That happened as part of this chaotic situation, and it's just continued to descend into madness. We have not seen the East Springfield coaching staff handle this situation very well. And so right now, a police officer talking things over with members of the East Springfield coaching staff as the East Springfield players continue to be huddled up in front of the third base dugout. The entire Milford team right now is in the first base dugout. No Milford players at any point were involved in this situation. It really started to escalate when the players that were involved in the taunting of the East Springfield players started to get involved with another set of fans from East Springfield. There were things thrown, and that was really where the situation started to get off the rails. And so you can obviously see right now police officers, Milford police officers on the field right now taking statements, trying to get a better understanding of the situation. From the best that I could tell, the two Milford fans who were involved in the situation were ushered certainly away from the melee, and as Coach DeVito frantically tried to get over to the situation to separate any Milford fans from being involved, it seemed as though he ushered those players, those fans, I should say, off the field. And I don't know if they have left Pheno Field entirely. And so now police officers conferring with Coach DeVito and the umpires. The Milford players now have come out of the first base dugout. Heading down towards the Milford bullpen area. So we'll take a quick pause here on the commentary as we try to get a lay of the land here for what is going on and what the future is of the remainder of this game. So stay with us here on the coverage. We'll take a quick pause on the commentary. We'll be back in just a moment. This game tied at 1 with all kinds of extracurricular activity going on. Stay with us here on Milford TV.
I don't know what's going to happen.
I don't know what the hell happened. A bunch of people now stand clear out. There's something happened over there.
There's a point of contact.
Welcome back. We're live from our Rentschler Biopharma broadcast booth. And hard to put into words the situation that has transpired here over the last 20 minutes or so. From a 2 outs, bases loaded jam, East Springfield threatening to retake the lead, and then all of a sudden all hell breaking loose in the stands, spilling out onto the field of play, and we've been in an extended delay now as several members of the Milford Police Department have been down here on the field taking statements from members of the East Springfield coaching staff, members of the Milford coaching staff. Fans involved in the situation have been questioned as well. Right now the Milford players have been sequestered down into the right field corner here at Pheno Field. The East Springfield team has continued to be collected.
We're going to ask you to exit in groups. So will the group, all the people that are near the concession stand, please exit the park.
We pause right here as the public address announcer is asking for fans to make an orderly exit from the field. So saying that the game has been suspended. So suspended here in the midst of the bottom of the 4th inning, tied at 1. And so we will not see play continue here tonight at Pheno Field. And just such a shame that a game of this magnitude would be ground to a halt in this kind of a manner due to the circumstances here with heckling in the stands and a physical altercation on the field. Very, very disappointing to see this as the conclusion for this game tonight. So in the end, play will be suspended here with a 1-1 tie. We're unsure of how the situation will continue to unfold from here, as if Milford had prevailed in this game, it would have set up a winner-take-all game here at Pheno Field between these two games tomorrow, between these two teams tomorrow. So unclear how things will proceed from here, but we will sign off on the broadcast for tonight and hope that cooler heads will prevail here moving forward in this Pod 2 as play comes to a conclusion. We believe perhaps tomorrow, but right now all of those details have yet to be decided. So we will sign off here for tonight. Again, for our Milford TV crew, Patrick Garapi and Chase Pettinelli, I am Tim Coet signing off here live from our Rentschler Biopharma broadcast booth with this game suspended 1-1 midway through this bottom of the 4th inning. This has been a presentation of Milford Legion Baseball here on Milford TV. It's presented by the Rail Trail Flatbread Company. So long, everybody.